name is Anand. I am from a place called Trichy in Tamil Nadu, in India, in southern India. It all started when I was in my 10th grade. I wanted to do a science project for my school. The topic was on food adulteration. So I heard newses that a lot of what we eat is adulterated. So I wanted to see what it is about, and I collected a lot of news articles that were published in the local media. And when I compiled these articles for around 8 to 9 months, I had like 300 pages of articles, which I summarized it into a kind of a concept note, where I found that most of what I eat has been adulterated. My rice is adulterated with silica crystals, my sugar is adulterated with sulfur, my vegetables are adulterated with pesticides and insecticides, my coffee is adulterated with tamarind seeds, my tea is adulterated with cow dung, dried cow dung, and biscuits are adulterated with human hair for crispiness. So the list goes on. So I felt that what is the point in me becoming an engineer or a doctor or an accountant and making a living, but I can't eat healthy food and drink healthy water. So this ignited a kind of idea that I wanted to grow my own safe food. So I convinced my father, who's an engineer who used to design thermal power plants, to start a farm, and we bought a farm. And in a matter of 3 to 4 years, we were able to become self-sufficient to grow our own food. I grew my own rice, my own vegetables, my own oils, my own eggs, my own milk. So whatever I needed to eat and live a healthy life, I was able to grow in my own farm. So in a way, I was completely off the grid, which is what I wanted. Only few things like salt and pepper I used to buy from outside, but otherwise everything was from my farm. So, and in top of that, I was able to also able to make good money, because apart from what I eat, when I put it in baskets outside my house, people used to come. I used to put a jar, pay as you like, and they used to pay more than what is expected, and I was making good money out of it. So that's where it all started, where I felt that farmers can actually live like kings if they are able to become self-sufficient, and whatever that they eat and whatever is the excess, if they're able to take it to the market and sell it as safe foods, they can actually live like kings in terms of money as well as health and nutrition. Kaveri Calling is a river revitalization initiative which comes under the aegis of Safe Soil. Basically, this is about a proof of concept for the entire tropical world that we can revitalize a river through nature-based solutions in a medium to long-term timeline. Rivers have been the bed of civilization. All civilizations grew out of around the river basins. Agriculture was flourishing around river basins. Now, if rivers don't flow throughout the year, this means that we cannot have water throughout the year to drink, and we cannot produce food throughout the year. Most tropical worlds have climatic conditions where they can farm at least 3 to 4 crops in a year. If I come back to Kaveri, it's a river where it has been flowing for a millennia. And in the past 20 to 30 years, I myself in my own life have seen its decline. I grew up in the banks of Kaveri, and we used to fish there, we used to swim there and play around the river. Now, during my school days, I saw that the river was not flowing for 1 month in a year. By the time I finished college, it was not flowing for 2 to 3 months in a year. Now it is not flowing around 5 to 6 months in a year. So this is alarming. When I say it's alarming, because these farmers who were growing crops around these river basins, they used to grow 4 crops in a year. Now they're able to grow only 1 or 2 crops in a year. This means that their entire livelihood is cut by half or to 25%. And these are traditional farmers, and they don't have any other alternative source of livelihood. So these are the actual impacts of climate change. Because of the loss of photosynthesis, we are facing these kind of problems across the globe. When I say loss of photosynthesis, scientists say that 85% of the photosynthesis on the planet has been destructed in the last 100 years, which means that the capability of the planet to cool itself is greatly reduced because we lost the green cover on the planet. To bring it back, Kaveri Calling aims at bringing 33% of the river basin area into tree-based agriculture and convert farmers to plant more trees in their farm, which is not only improving the green cover and saving the river, but also it adds to their farm incomes where it can go up anywhere between 300 to 800% in a matter of 7 to 8 years. The impact of what we have done in the last 2.5 decades is that we have been able to transition 250,000 farmers to plant trees, to convert them into tree-based agriculture and regenerative farming. The impact on the ground is that the soil health has improved tremendously. Their income levels have gone up. Their ability and the farmers and the farm's ability to cope up with market risk as well as climate risk has improved phenomenally, because when you have multi-tier, multi-cropping systems where a farmer can grow at least 3 to 5 crops in his own piece of land, he is protected by market risk. Suppose one crop fails because of disease or pest or climate risk, there are other crops which will help the farmer overcome these situations. If there is excess production of a crop because of market glut, if there is excess production of a crop because of market glut, the prices crash. And because of climate risks, when the productivity goes low, the prices go up, but because of low productivity, farmers' income goes down. So, looking at all these elements, we have designed a program which is very region specific, agroclimatic specific, that farmers are protected against things like floods, droughts, and market crashes. So these farmers are more resilient and they are more confident, and around 900 farmers have become like resource leaders in our team, who's instrumental in inspiring new farmers to adopt these programs. And all these farmers who are coming out to make this transition happen, they're coming out as volunteers. They're not monetarily compensated for inspiring other farmers. They're doing it out of a sense of community belonging and social development. Whenever we talk about adaptation to climate change, we talk about very large ideas, very large things. But today, if you look at statistics, more than 70% of most of 70% of the geography or the terrestrial land is in the hands of the farmers. If farmers cannot change the landscape in bringing more tree cover, in bringing regenerative practices to protect the soil, there is no way we can escape the effects of climate change. So, when 70% and more land is with the farmers, farmers are the actors who can lead this ecological movement. So, we are here at COP29 and we are going to be at COP16 in UNCCD COP at Riyadh. We are seeing that the narrative is shifting towards nature-based solutions. The narrative is shifting at a very high level, at a global level. But on the ground, who are the people who are going to actually implement it? Farmers are the people who have to implement it to make this change happen. A lot of people also say that we have to protect the forest and grow the forest. With a growing global population, we really don't believe that there is a possibility for us to expand the geographical area of forest. The only thing that we can do to protect forest is that all that is needed for human consumption, whether it is timber, fruits, medicine, aromatic plants, all that needs to be cultivated in farmlands, so that we leave the forest for nature and biodiversity, so that we don't disturb the forest. If I have to protect the Brazil forest or Ghana forest from deforestation, I should ensure that as a country I don't import wood from these people, from these countries where forests are getting deforested. I should be able to grow my own food, my own timber, my own fruits in my own country, so that I can protect the forest in the future. There are three components to this policy brief. One is that how do we increase soil organic content anywhere between 3 to 6% across the globe. The second part is how do we make carbon finance accessible to farmers. The third is how do we make regenerative agriculture produce go to people with a certain premium that can go back to farmers. We are going to dive deep into these aspects in this policy brief so that appropriate climate finance goes towards agriculture and food systems. When I come here, I feel that still there is a lot of work for us to prove and give confidence to the global policy makers that on-ground implementation of tree-based agriculture and regenerative farming are actually bringing the benefits that we are talking in these kind of large summits, so that they are able to divert significant focus on policy changes towards these initiatives and also give more climate finance to these initiatives. The direction towards nature-based solutions and having more climate finance towards agriculture and food systems have started from the Dubai COP, and we are seeing that it is carrying forward to this COP, and it has grown much further than the last COP. Now, the next COP coming in Brazil, we are already seeing in what pace we can synergize our efforts with like-minded partners like 4P1000 and SECEM and many other partners that we are working with to see we can bring a louder voice towards the necessary change towards nature-based solutions.
Great, thank you.
Anything else, Henry, I've left? The importance of the work that we do on the ground is that when farmers want to shift from one system of agriculture to another system, especially an ecological based system, what we see crucial is the hand holding that we need to give. When farmers try to transition, they need a lot of support. So we have developed helpline systems, WhatsApp group systems, and several social media tools where the farmers are easily able to get in touch with us if they have a problem in transitioning. And this hand holding has been the cornerstone for a successful transition over a period of 2 to 3 years. If this hand holding is not given, they'll face failures and they'll go back to chemical based farming systems, and they will never come back here, and they will become anti-campaigners of regenerative agriculture. So we take enough care to ensure every farmer who goes through our education program is handheld for the next 2 to 3 years for successful transition.